Welcome to Econ with Wes. In this video, I am going to explain the concept of excess demand. So let's begin with a definition of excess demand. Excess demand is where demand is greater than supply. Let's have a look at this on a diagram. So we have a demand and supply diagram here where the market is currently at equilibrium. And the market is currently at equilibrium because quantity demanded and quantity supplied is at the same point here at the price of 60 at P. Okay. Let's say for whatever reason, the price of the product in the market decreases from P to P1, from 60 to 40. Okay, if we go along and hit the supply curve and go down, we can label this QS for quantity supplied. And then if we go across and hit the demand curve, and we can label this quantity demanded. Okay, so as a result of the price decreasing, the market is now at this equilibrium. Okay, the market is now at this equilibrium, and that is because quantity demanded and quantity supplied are not at the same point. We can see here that the quantity demanded is here. The quantity demanded has increased from Q to QD, and that's because the price of the product has decreased. Therefore, consumers are going to be more willing and more able to buy the product at the lower price. However, the fall in price from 60 to 40, from P to P1, has resulted in firms being less willing and less able to supply products at the lower price. So therefore, the quantity supplied has decreased from Q to QS. So now we have a situation where we have excess demand. Let's say at the price of 60, the quantity of the product is 50. The quantity of the product demanded and supplied, because we are at, the market is at equilibrium at PQ. Let's say the quantity demanded and supplied is at 50. But following the fall in price from 60 to 40, the quantity supplied, let's say, is now 25, and the quantity demanded is now 75. Okay, so we can see now that there is an excess in demand because the quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied. Now, the quantity demanded is 75 units of the product, and then the quantity supplied is 25 units. Okay, so that will leave us with a difference of 50 units. Therefore, the excess in demand is 50. Now let's look into how firms can restore equilibrium. Okay, so they have two choices here. The firm can either increase the price from 40 to 60, okay, and then as a result, we are back at, or the market is back at equilibrium. Alternatively, firms could decide to increase supply. They can increase supply from S to S1. They can increase supply from S to S1. And then there's a new equilibrium point here where the quantity demanded will also equal here. Quantity demanded and quantity supplied will be at the same point again. So therefore, the market is restored to equilibrium. Now, firms can increase supply by buying more factors of production in order to produce more products, in order to meet the excess demand. Okay, so just to recap this, looking at chains of analysis, so you have an understanding of how you can write in the exam. Okay, if the price increases from P to P1, if the price increases from P to P1, then the quantity supplied decreases from Q to quantity supplied, but the quantity demanded will increase from quantity to quantity demanded from Q to QD. As a result, disequilibrium occurs because of excess demand. How do firms respond? Well, there's two options here. Firms could simply increase the price so that the price increases from P to P1, so from 40 back to 60, and then equilibrium is restored. Alternatively, firms could employ more factors of production. They can buy more natural resources, pay for more human resources, and buy more capital resources in order to produce more products, and thus in doing so increase supply from S to S1 so that equilibrium is restored. I hope you really have a good understanding of excess demand and how firms can respond in order to restore the market back to equilibrium. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Look out for future content videos, and thank you very much for watching.